Chris Vaughn, and this is Chris Kitchen. If you have been rocking with me from the beginning, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're new, welcome to the Chris Kitchen tribe, or I don't know, what can we call ourselves? I know I always say Instagang on Instagram, but what can we call ourselves here on YouTube? I don't know. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think we should call ourselves, okay? Because we need a name. Anywho, I am so excited because today's recipe is going to be another addition to our holiday recipes that I am whipping up to get you guys ready in time for the big one, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever. So before I get into that, I want to make sure that I send some love to my food friend Teri's table. This week we are collaborating on some amazing things. We are going to show you, like I said, 2 more dishes to add to your portfolio of yummy food. Teri's table has some amazing comfort classics, some things that I literally rushed out of my home and went to the kitchen so I could get the few ingredients lined up to make those dishes. So go ahead and check her out, and I will definitely leave her link below. So do that after you finish this one though, okay? So don't be going nowhere, okay, until you finish this video, and then go find out what Teri made to add to our holiday recipe playlist, basically. So without further ado, I am going to be showing you how to cook up that staple, besides the turkey, besides the ham, that very next thing in line, that #1 side dish that people will be looking for, and that is cornbread dressing. This is such a savory and yummy dish, and it has a special little fun twist. So I am not gonna waste any more of your time. We're gonna head into this kitchen and make this delicious dish magic happen. Okay, we're going to start with some day-old cornbread. We're going to preheat our oven to 375. You want to make sure this is day-old. It's best, trust me. You're going to add some buttermilk, and then we're going to add some eggs. Now, listen, you can use the box cornbread. Just try and get the one that isn't sweet, unless you like sweet cornbread, child. And let me tell you, if you like your sweet cornbread dressing, then by all means, go ahead and get your sweet cornbread dressing on with your sweet self, honey. Okay, after the eggs, we're going to whisk that all together, and then we're going to add in some melted butter that is cooled, because you don't want to use hot butter, because then you get scrambled eggs, and look, that is not okay. Now to our flour. We're going to add a little bit of kosher salt, some baking powder, and baking soda, and then whisk that in a bit into our flour, and then add that to the wet ingredients we just made, the buttermilk, all of that, along with some cornmeal, because this is cornbread. I remember that scene from The Life. You gonna eat your cornbread? Too funny. Okay, now stir that all together well, making sure to scrape the sides so you get it all in there real good. Now we're going to add our beautiful golden mixture to a well-greased pan, or in my case, a buttered pan. And we want to get all that batter that you worked really hard for to make. Super simple to make cornbread, y'all. So just make sure you get it all, okay? You're going to give it a little jiggle wiggle shake so you can make sure that you disperse it evenly. And then we'll bake this at 18 to 25 minutes or until golden brown. Now we'll chop up some veggies. We need some celery, onion, garlic, and jalapeno. That's the added little twist. Those big chunky veggies over there, don't worry about that. That's for my homemade chicken broth. So just act like you don't even see that, okay? Now, with these, you want to make sure to remove all the seeds in that white membrane if you don't want it spicy. But for a little kick, leave a few of them in there. Or if you like me, go for the whole gusto and leave it all there. But the hubs is slightly anti-spice, except for me, of course. I will lose those seeds so that he'll be happy and we can get a little more flavor, that jalapeno flavor, and then later I'll have a little more flavor. Hallelujah. If you're having trouble removing those seeds, sometimes they get a little bit pesky once you like get them all, you know, because they're just little loose seeds. Just run that under some cold water and voila. And then you're just going to chop down your jalapeno into little bitty pieces, just like we did all the other veggies. Okay, so now let's saute these veggies up in a pan on medium-high heat. We're going to add some butter because they make it better. And then all of the veggies that we just chopped up except for your garlic so that you don't burn that, okay? So I'm going to do my best to try not to get no garlic in here. So we'll just cook these for a bit. And here's a fun money-saving tip. For your bell peppers, if you ever need to use bell peppers, go ahead and buy them when they're on sale. They go on sale all the time, or buy them in bulk. Chop them down, put them in a freezer safe bag, place them in your freezer. So all I'm going to do is just add a few a few handfuls of this bell pepper. Of course, all of the instructions and measurements and everything, the amounts will be in the description below. Do not worry about that big chunk there. You just let them cook for a bit. That ice and all of that will melt on down. And for this dish, we don't really care. You can just get rid of the water content as it cooks down. So you'll see in just a second. So as you can see, everything got separated, and now we're going to add our garlic, and we'll just cook this until fragrant. So about like a minute or so, but it just really depends on how quickly that garlic gets down into the pan. So once you start smelling that garlic aroma, turn off the heat. You don't want your garlic to burn. Okay, so like I mentioned, I make a chicken broth out of my chicken because I put shredded chicken in my dressing. So I take that opportunity to make a yummy broth, so it's not that boiled, just hot water from chicken. Ugh. And so it's full of flavor, baby. And because of that, I have to collect 4 cups of broth because we're going to need that for our dressing. And usually I don't make a mess, but this is how I usually gather my broth with straining those veggies. I have these cool lids now, but this is the way I used to do it back in the day. And of course, when I decide to demo it to you, it does a little splatter, but that's okay because my bowl collected quite a bit of it, and that's why I do this in the bowl so that I have some more. If you want to see how to make a broth, just comment in the section below. Bring on the broth, Chris, and I might do a double upload week. Okay, so we're using the same bowl we collected the broth in because look, we don't like a whole bunch of dishes, especially not up in here. I don't like doing dishes. So we're going to just crumble that cornbread dressing that we made ideally the night before, or at least 12 hours before you're going to prepare this dish. We're going to also crumble up 3 pieces of toast. You want to get that toast really toasty, like almost burnt, so that you can crumble it really well. You can use a spoon to continue to crumble it down, or you can use your hands. Totally up to you. I just didn't feel like dealing with the grittiness today. Then we're going to add our sauteed veggies. The shredded chicken that I mentioned. And I'm going to add about half of that 4 cups of broth along with some sage, black pepper, and poultry seasoning to this whole mix, and mix it all well, okay? You don't really need to worry about salt at this point, because usually the broth, if you made it really yummy from scratch like I'm talking about, it has plenty of flavor and you really don't need a lot of salt to add to it. As you notice, your bread is going to start absorbing that moisture, so you just add about half a cup at a time to a cup of the broth to just basically make your everything absorb, okay? But you don't want it to be soupy, so just kind of stir it around and kind of look around and see what's going on. I always do this little lean trick to see if it's soupy or too much liquid is coming out. If it is, a quick way to fix that is to just add some more of that really toasty toast that I was talking about. But I'm kind of used to this, so I knew that I needed a little more. It's not quite there, okay? Because look, soupy dressing is not cute. People gonna be talking about you, okay? Or dry dress. Don't be that. That's don't do that, okay? So you just keep adding about half a cup at a time until you get the viscosity that you want. Look at me. I said a college word. I put that college degree to work. But basically, you just want to get it to what you want it to be, okay? And then you're going to take a clean spoon, taste your mixture. And then once it is tasting like Thanksgiving Day, baby, add your eggs and combine well. Once you've mixed that and combined it very, very well, you're going to add it to your preferred casserole dish or pan. Now look, you can make the top all smooth and stuff, and I see that a lot. You know, a lot of people like that look, but I'm not crazy about that look. I prefer a more organically poured look, so I'm gonna rough mine up and stuff, okay? And see that little jiggle wiggle? That's just right. And now all we have to do is bake this in our preheated oven at 375 degrees for 35 to 45 minutes, and or until it sets and it comes out and just, oh my God, it's so good. I cannot wait to pair this with some other yummy dishes. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss all of the wonderful recipes that are being cooked up every single Sunday here in Chris Kitchen. Don't forget to check out my food friend Teri's table. Her link is in the description box, and I guess that's it. I'll see you guys next week. Okay, bye.